Hello to anyone who's watching this video. My name's King. I'm a care leaver and I was raised in foster care for the majority of my life. For Care Leavers Month, there are a few points that I'd like to address, and these points I think are so common amongst people like us. Burning questions, burning topics that I feel need to be addressed, and I hope these words resonate with you. Identity is the first thing I'd like to cover. Now, as a care leaver, I think identity is one of the biggest challenges that I have had to endure. Knowing who I am in this world where we're told who we are. I think it's something that myself I believe it's fair to say many of us have had to fight through, because we are often subject to different environments, different families, different adversities that make it really hard for us to identify who we are. Now, the truth is, something that I've learned and something that's actually brought me peace of mind is we never stop finding out who we are. Every day that you live is a step towards who you are. Every day we are refining who we are. Your past, your experiences, the people around you are part of your identity. And we are on a journey throughout life of shaping ourselves. So rest easy knowing that you do not have to overburden yourself, and you are under no pressure, no time limit to find you. Every day is another step towards finding you. Now, I can imagine you may think you haven't quite answered the question. um, the advice that I would give, and something that helped me begin finding who I am, is to think back to a time where you was most at peace. Now, I feel that when we are most authentic to ourselves is when we're most happy and most at peace. So remember that time. Choose that memory. What was you doing? What environment was you in? Who was you with? What could you see? What could you hear? What could you feel? What was you thinking? And once you have that memory, that is where you begin. That is where you gauge and measure who you are. Because we are our most authentic selves, our most truthful selves when we are peaceful. So that's where you begin. And I hope that gauge helps you on your journey of finding out who you are. But please, I reiterate, you have no time limit. There is no rush. The world will make you feel like we're under this pressure. But every day, if you spend your utmost living in your truth, the things that bring you peace, the things that make you happy, the things that you feel give you the best expression, then you're already on the right track. The most important thing is telling your story. When someone asks you who you are, you say who you are, or the world will tell you who you are. And that is something that I have, till this day, been trying to fight, and have become significantly better at it. It does get easier. A transformation I've made in myself is not trying to be like someone else. I spent a lot of my time in care, in environments, in looking in negative places, because I wanted to fill a void of character. And it wasn't, until much later in life that I realized that I was already I was already a vessel. Your truth already exists. You just need to find it. So start in that place of peace. Remember when you were most happy. and use those things as indicators as to who you are. So, what does rising as myself mean to me? That's my final point. To me, that statement means to stand up for yourself. Stand up for you. And by standing up for you, it's knowing full well what to say when someone asks you who you are. You do not let authorities, establishments, subcultures, your peers, even your family tell you who you are. That is your responsibility. So to rise as yourself is to stand up for yourself. And I hope these words resonate with you. Thank you for listening.